If you're a photographer in the state of Washington, there's really only been one question on anyone's mind, and that is, when can I go back to work? So I know here on the channel, we've been continuing as if quarantine isn't happening, but if you live in Washington, you've been in quarantined about 2 months, and the rest of the country, you've been quarantined for I don't even know how long. So in this video, we are talking specifically about the Washington restrictions on when photographers can go back to work. So Governor Jay Inslee just put out a press release. Now, I want to go through this press release. I will be linking it down in the description, but I'm talking in this video about the requirements for going out shooting. So if you are a photographer, a professional or not, and you've been going out shooting with models during quarantine, that is illegal. Stop it. Go home. You're the reason why we have to continue quarantine. So we are going to take a look at when we can actually open up. So the very first press release I have here says effective May 15th, and that is not you can start shooting May 15th. That is this press release went out May 15th. And it doesn't really give more progress than that, other than you can continue if your county is in phase 2, which currently none of them are. So I'm here in Seattle, and we are slated to start phase 2 on June 1st. Now, if people keep going out and we can't keep this under control, that will be even longer. But right now, it's slated for June 1st. So I have a second document pulled up that might be a little bit harder to find. That one's also linked below. And here are the actual rules and restrictions for going back into business and shooting with clients again after quarantine. So the first thing is client management. The first rule is appointments are required. You can't have walk-ins. These appointments must allow sufficient time to sanitize any equipment or the space that you're working in before sessions. You can't just put people back to back to back. The second rule is outdoor sessions should be used as much as possible because well, they say that in the document, but also if you are shooting outdoors, a lot of these rules don't apply because they are mostly about sanitizing your studio or then sanitizing your workspace. Only one client is allowed in a studio or facility at any given time. If a session is held off-site, only one client should be staged in the immediate area. Groups are not allowed. Here are the exceptions. If you are shooting with a minor, you are allowed to have one parent or guardian with that minor. There's another allowance for immediate family. So you're only allowed to shoot with one client, but if it is a husband and wife and they've been in quarantine together, you are allowed to shoot a couple's photo with that husband and wife. Photographers need to maintain a 6-foot social distance and use no-touch posing methods. So I'm going to be doing a video on the posing methods I use here, but you need to keep social distanced, and you're only allowed to do with one client at a time or one immediate family group. The second part is about sanitation. Washing hands regularly before and after the session, sanitizing any equipment that you'd be touching, sanitizing any equipment, and they include props, chairs, or benches, or anything that your client has touched in your studio. Sanitizing all of the common areas. This means interior and exterior doorknobs, countertops, pens, the surface of your iPad if you have them, sign a model release that way. Remove any unnecessary paper products or decor. I'm assuming because it is much harder to sanitize a newspaper and a magazine than it is a hard countertop. If changing rooms are used, they need to be cleaned with proper disinfectant before each new client use. So if you have a client and you have back-to-back sessions, you need to leave yourself enough time to completely wipe down and sanitize that changing room before your next client comes in. So these are all of the safety restrictions that you have to abide by, in addition to all of the other normal business restrictions that all the other businesses have to apply to. So if you are a portrait or event photographer, those are the rules. Keep social distance, keep everything cleaned, leave yourself enough time to sanitize everything. You are only allowed to shoot with one client at a time until we move to further phases. But for right now, phase 2. And phase 2 tentatively starts June 1st. So you cannot shoot with any clients until June 1st or until your county goes into phase 2 if you're in a more rural area that can get to that phase faster. So no shooting until June 1st, and then at June 1st, please follow all of the guidelines in this video. So thank you for watching. It makes me sad that we are stuck here and have to do videos like this, but I really hope that all of you stay safe out there, and I hope that we can come together as a community on the other side of this. So this is probably the end slate. Click here if you want to see my video on posing. That'll be coming out soon, so YouTube will just recommend something, or click here for the next update, if there is one. Hopefully this is over sooner than later.